aren't you telling us and giving us a clear picture where you were before your son was kidnapped?
Because I'm not going to put those kind of details out.
Why?
Because I was told not to.
Hello. Hi, what is Trenton wearing, honey? I don't know. He was ready for bed. You don't know what you dressed him in before you went to bed? He might have had his shoes off. And how long has he been gone? I don't know. You don't know? I was watching a movie that was 2 hours long. I had checked on him before anyone came down to the house. Okay.
Melinda Duckett was born on August 14, 1985 in South Korea and moved to the United States on Christmas Eve of the same year after being adopted by an American couple. She lived in New York until she was 17 when she moved to Florida to live with her grandparents where she was raised in the Villages. She attended South Sumter High School with Joshua Duckett, who she began dating. Melinda became pregnant and gave birth to Trenton Duckett shortly after graduating high school. Her and Joshua got married in July of 2005, and according to all the sources I've read, their relationship was rocky at best. Joshua Duckett is the son of James Duckett, who was a former police officer who was charged with the rape and murder of an 11-year-old girl in 1988. Joshua was a toddler at this time of his father's arrest, but still had a relationship with him, and even brought Trenton to visit his grandfather in jail before he went missing. Melinda also occasionally wrote to James. No evidence was found that suggests James or any of his crimes were related to Trenton's disappearance at all. On October 30th, 2005, the two got into an argument and Joshua alleged that Melinda held a knife to Trenton and threatened to kill him. Melinda denied these claims, and when DCF performed a home study, they found no evidence that Trenton had been threatened or physically harmed. Despite their lack of findings, they removed Trenton from his parents' care due to the unstableness of his parents' relationship. He was placed in foster care, and then after a few days, temporary custody was granted to Melinda's grandparents. Melinda and Joshua separated numerous times before Melinda filed for a divorce in July of 2006. On August 27, 2006, 2-year-old Trenton Duckett disappeared from his bedroom in Leesburg, Florida. Trenton's mother, Melinda Duckett, told police that she had put Trenton to bed at around 7 p.m., and when she went to check on him a few hours later, the screen to his bedroom window had been cut and her son was missing. Although there was no physical evidence to link her to the crime, Melissa became the prime suspect in the case. It has been almost 17 years since he went missing and no trace of him has ever been found. On the day of his disappearance, Melinda had claimed to take Trenton to a shooting range at Ocala National Forest, and states that she had gotten lost and drove around for 7 hours in her 2006 Mitsubishi Eclipse. So far, several witnesses have come forward and stated that they saw Melinda in Leesburg during the time she claimed she was lost. At first, law enforcement initially made a public appeal for people to search for the child, but after a few days, police publicly stated that they did not believe Trenton had been killed or abducted and was now focusing on his parents. Their theory that at least one of the parents were involved strengthened when they discovered that Trenton was possibly missing longer than Melinda claimed, as no one had seen him since he was collected from his daycare the prior day on August 26th. Both parents were asked to take a polygraph test, which his father agreed to and passed, while Melinda refused and only took a voice stress test, which she failed.
They think the mother did it. I'm not sure.
They're hoping that maybe he's just being hidden, possibly, that kind of thing. But I think everybody's got their own, worries and theories about what's going on right now.
Some people believe Melinda sent Trenton to live with his relatives in South Korea due to the fact that she had told her friends she wanted Trenton to connect with his roots. Police began to look into these claims and found no evidence that Trenton ever left the country.
Why aren't you telling us and giving us a clear picture where you were before your son was kidnapped?
Because I'm not going to put those kind of details out.
Why?
Because I was told not to.
On September 7th, 2006, Melinda was interviewed by Nancy Grace, who accused her of hiding evidence and knowing more than what she had told police because she had refused to take a polygraph test. The day after this, on September 8th, Melinda had died by suicide by a self-inflicted gunshot wound in the closet of her grandparents' house in Lady Lake, Florida. She had left behind 2 suicide notes, one addressed to the public, where she expressed her love for Trenton and spoke about her frustration about the criticism she was receiving. The letter was found on the dashboard of her car and gave no details about Trenton's whereabouts. There are some people who believe Melinda's death was suspicious and may have not been suicide. This claim is based off the fact that the gun Melinda used was fired twice inside of the closet. There have been no findings from law enforcement that support this theory. Melinda's family soon filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Nancy Grace due to the fact that they believe Nancy contributed to Melinda's death. Grace denied playing a role in her death, but stated she sympathized with the family. Grace and the Duckett family settled out of court on November 8, 2010, when CNN agreed to set up a $200,000 trust fund to help search for Trenton. If Trenton is found alive, the money will be given to his legal guardian until he turns 18 and then to Trenton himself. After her death, police claimed that Melinda was the prime and only suspect in this case. However, they believe she did not harm him. They stated the reason they did not arrest her is because they hoped she would lead them to Trenton. Each year, on August 27th, Trenton's father, Joshua, holds a candlelight vigil to mark Trenton's disappearance. Almost every article and comment I see about this case is blaming Melinda, and while I believe she might have still been responsible, I don't believe her involvement was as much as people make it out to be. Another thing I wanted to mention that I read after I finished the video was that Melinda and Trenton were scheduled to visit Joshua's father in prison on the day Trenton was abducted, but he canceled the visit for unknown reasons. Thank you everyone for sticking around to the end of the video. I definitely had a change of opinion while I was looking over this case. I shifted my view off of Melinda a little bit more after looking into all the details and everything, but let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are on the whole case. If you like content like this, be sure to subscribe. I'm going to be putting out a lot more like this, and I hope everyone has a great day, and thank you for watching.